Hey everybody, Steve Burns here. Now we're going to model a chess piece. Now if you're looking at our layers, I have the magnifying glass's zone group. I also have the glass here. I'm going to make a group for it as well. So target it, Command G, let's group it and glass it. This may be easier for everybody to kind of organize everything into their own groups. Okay, let's go ahead and turn that off. And let's target this layer here with a chess piece. Something I found online, but we're going to make our own. If we take a look at this, I'm going to model this piece from this graphic image and include the ball and the cross on there as well. So I'm going to go ahead to my marquee tool, select this piece, okay, and Command X and Command V to place the cross on its own layer. Okay, let's put it over here to the side so you can see what I did. I'm going to select just half of this. I'm going to select the half on the left-hand side. The revolve command loves working from things when they're positioned on the left-hand side. Now I'm going to target the object, Command J to duplicate what's inside the selection, and I'm going to go ahead and place all of these inside their own group, and Command G once again. And this is going to be chess piece. Okay. All right, let's open that up. Let's target this one. Let's turn off the one right below it, and let's alter that into a 3D object. 3D extrusion, target create. And then once you get used to doing all this, the steps are all the same. There's my chess piece. I'm going to go ahead and call this one, I think this is the king. In fact, I'll call it 3D king. Okay. Next, what I'm going to do is go ahead and start revolving it. So if I tap on the background, you can see I have a linear shape or linear extrusion. Let's pull this up so we can see this a lot easier. And target my 3D king, and let's go right over here to the revolve command. Click it and release and sit back and relax, and there it is. Look at it, beautiful. How is that easy? All right, it's just looking at shapes, and you can just create something with a drawing and alter it, which I'm going to share with you next. So, okay, there's my shape. Let's go ahead and have that hole in the top again, so we need to tell it exactly where to kind of seal that up. I'm just going to pull the slider and seal it up until it's gone there. Okay, now I'm going to target the shape again, and if I want to, just to save time, come right over here to the coordinate view and just reset that positioning here and rotation. Go to my 3D panel, move the ground plane. Okay, now I'm going to tap and release on the ground plane. There we are. Okay, now say I want to alter this a little bit. Say I want to add a little extra detail right along the base of the king. Well, if I target the king, and if we pay attention right down here in the properties panel, we have an edit source. Yep, we can edit that source and reshape it. Target the source. There's the source. Now I'm going to go ahead and go to my window menu. Let's go back to window, arrange, and tile both of those vertically side by side. Okay. Now I'm going to go to my layers, target this. I'm going to make a new layer so I'm not actually painting directly onto the object. It helps keep the visual connection there. And I'm in the top layer, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click it and make it go away. Now I'm going to start painting on this image. Let's say, for example, I want to add a little bit more of a lumpy detail, like about right at the base of the neck. Hit the B key on the keyboard, right click, and I'm going to go ahead and get this nice soft edge brush. And what I want to do is modify it so it's more hard edge, very hard edge. Bring up my opacity so that it's high. So I want a solid opacity, and I'm going to start painting a shape. I'm going to paint with black so it's easier to see what I'm doing. And I'm going to start to just make this shape right on top, okay? I could even put this behind. Let's go back to my layers and just drag this underneath it so that way we can see the original object on top. Okay, let's see. Let's go give it a little bit of a different type of a look and contour. Bring it up and out and in and tapers off there. Now watch what happens. Pull this right in the middle. All I need to do is hit Command S for save and watch what happens here. Okay, now something weird happened. It honored the shape that I painted in instead of the entire shape. Now watch, if I open this up, the reason it did so is because it's utilizing everything as two separate layers, so it's only reading this layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up what I would like to do on this one. I'm going to go back to the background and add maybe a little more detail, something like this right across here to kind of alter the shape a little bit. I'm going to show you a workaround. And maybe I'll add one more of a little tapered edge up here. Come to the top, bring it out and bring it in. Just a little extra detail. Now what I will do is I'm going to make it a smart object. So select both of them, right click smart object, so I can always go back in and edit that anytime. Once done, I'm going to hit Command S. Watch what happens. So what it's doing is it's reading the smart object as one single layer. And see all the manipulations that I've altered here. So I'm going to go to my V key for the move tool, and you can see we have added detail and content to our piece. Let's say I want to add another little neck to the top of the head. Well, let's go back over to here. Open up the layers, double click inside the smart objects. And what I can do is go to the C key on my keyboard, extend up the canvas a little bit more. And we're going to create a larger neck in which to put the cross on. Get in a little closer, working in the back layer. And you can work any way you want. You can actually just straight out paint on one layer if you want to. I'm just making it a little more, you know, I guess I should say non-destructive workflow. All right, there we go. So I'm going to bring my brush down a little bit to here, bring this edge right on up, and make a little bit of a flat edge there to put the cross on. Command S will save it to a smart object. Get rid of the Command W for close. Now Command S on the smart object, and it should show up right over here. And which it does. There it is. Okay, so it does it automatically. Really fun stuff. Okay, so I don't need this one anymore. I'm done editing. Let's move this on over along with the properties. Here we are. Pretty fun stuff, huh? So imagine doing like stuff like engines. You know, engines for starships. I mean, this already should be getting your imagination going. You can make several of these. So there's our cross. We want the ball. Now I'm going to show you a little trick here. Inside the 3D panel, we have the 3D King. We want to add a sphere to this. I could right click on this, add what? Add sphere. Click and release. Okay, and wait for it to finish. It'll add, there's a sphere, and the sphere is probably very, very huge. So let's go ahead and target that sphere. Go to our coordinate view and let's reset its positioning. Now it's big, very big. So what I'm going to have to do with the sphere targeted, making sure the move tool is targeted, we're going to just enlarge it. Now if I pull back, there's a sphere. It's actually encompassing the scene. So sometimes 3D in Photoshop doesn't always do what you want it to do. You have to realize what it has done. So the sphere is covering the scene, and I'm going to make it really small like that. Okay, now Command or Control 0. Bring it on up. right, and go to my full frame view. Then I'm going to bring the ball right about there and resize it down. Bring it down some more. And resize it right there. Okay. Get in close so I can see what's going on. And you can see if I click and release on the plane, and that sphere is inside the 3D King because I made sure I typed on the 3D King layer group or 3D layer group. Tap and release on here on the background, and we can see that has been added to the top of our king. Now, if we want to add the cross, pretty simple. Let's just go right over here. We can extrude that out, right? So go to our cross. Hit the marquee tool, get rid of the ball on the top because we made our own. Reposition it so we can cut this off. Hit the delete key. I'm going to hit the delete key for the one on the top as well. If you want to put a ball on the top of yours, you can. And what I'm going to do is just go ahead and give this a linear extrusion. So extrusion, create. Here it is. Okay. I'm going to shorten it up a little bit. Now, what I could do also in terms of shortening it up is, let's go ahead to our pan tool. I'll target a 3D object. I'll grab this Z-axis. See that the yellow? I'm going to get in a little closer here. Pull this across. This yellow rectangle or cube. I can click and hold it and just drag it like so. Okay. All right, Command 0 to see everything inside here. And let's go ahead and reset this to our coordinate and reset rotation. There it is. Now, we have two separate groups, one for the cross and one for our chess piece. I'm going to target them both once again, in which we see them both targeted there. 3D. And let's go to merge 3D layers. Okay, so now everything is in a single 3D scene. Go to my 3D panel, and what we'll do is right down here is my cross. Double click it. We'll call it cross so we're not confused. And to line it up again is I'll just target the cross. 3D King, go to the cross, go to our coordinate view, the fourth icon from the left here, or the first from the right. Now it repositioned it when it merged the two layers together. So we're gonna just redo it again, reset my rotation, and just bring it straight on up there. Let's get in a little closer so I can see what's happening here. There it is. Here's my cross. I can grab the rotation feature, rotate it around. Okay, place it however I want. Go to the Y-axis, restrict it like so. That's a very simple tutorial. At least I hope it was very simple on how to create, merge, and position 3D objects. So it's just a lack of imagination is going to stop you. Just think of things as shapes. Cut those shapes in half, extrude them or revolve them. And I think you guys will do pretty well. So let me go ahead and pull that back. Camera scene. And we have ourselves a king for a chess piece all ready to be 3D printed. Okay, so your homework's going to be create 5 3D objects from household things. They could be stuff from your kitchen, your bedroom, your living room, whatever it is. But I highly recommend you to keep it simple, okay? Find simple objects that you can easily extrude and lathe and look at them. It's kind of walk around the house, pick up something and look at it and say, you know, I can do this in Photoshop, you know, with a simple extrusion or a lathing. And once you have the object, photograph it with your cell phone camera from a direct on angle so that you're getting a side view, do a top view as well, so that you get a good idea how it's going to look three-dimensionally in your program. All right, and then import those photos into Photoshop and then utilize it to actually to create your piece. All right. Now I showed you how to use paint tools to edit everything, but highly consider using vector tools. Vector tools are going to get you the cleanest result. Depending on the resolution of your file, can give you a poor result or a great result in terms of Photoshop interpreting it as a 3D model. But vector tools always are consistent and accurate and clean, just to give you a heads up. All right, so hopefully you'll enjoy this project. I'm excited to see what you guys do. Surprise me on this one. Find some objects and think about how you can even break them up into individual objects, or those details on your object that you choose, like we did here with the bishop. I broke up the circle and the cross, and I can merge them together in 3D layer groups. All right, enjoy the assignment. Looking forward to it.